Hello students, in this video series we'll discuss about the first chapter of physics, that is units and measurement. So here we have a blueprint of this chapter. We can divide the total chapter into two segments. First segment is physical quantities and second is mathematical physics. So in the first segment we have to study about basic and derived quantities. The first is physical quantity, and in which we have to study about basic physical quantities and derived physical quantities. And after this we'll study about process of measurement, what is the basic definition of measurement, and then units, dimensions, and the last topic in this segment is applications of dimensions. There are three applications we'll study further. So this is the first segment, and after this segment we will study about mathematical physics, and I have classified this section into three categories. First we'll study about some basic tools of mathematical physics. For example, binomial theorem, logarithmic expressions, and exponential terms, differentiation and integration. These two terms are very important and they will play a very important role in the further chapters. So differentiation and integration, you have to know about this. And then we'll study about errors. And the last topic of this chapter is approximation, methods of approximation, in which we will study about significant figures and rounding off process, how to round off any figure. So this is all about the chapter. So let's start the chapter with this first segment, that is physical quantity. So here we have a definition of physical quantity. What do you understand by physical quantity? So I have classified the total definition into two categories. So two individual definitions we have to learn. First, all those quantities which can be measured. You are able to measure those quantities. So all those quantities which can be measured directly or indirectly. By any process you can measure these quantities, okay? And then this is not sufficient that all quantities are measurable. Also, physical laws can be expressed in terms of these quantities. So the complete definition will be, complete definition of physical quantity will be all those quantities which can be measured directly or indirectly, and physical laws can be expressed in terms of these quantities. Okay, so this is the basic definition of physical quantity. You have to write these. Okay, and next, so this is the definition of physical quantity. Now let's see what are the types of physical quantities. So if you're talking about types of physical quantity, so there are two types of physical quantity: basic physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Basics and derived. There are two classes of physical quantities. Okay, so let's talk about the definitions of basics and derived.